Dear students, let us do some problems on thermal expansion 3. A difference of temperature 50 degrees is equivalent to a difference of. So here in the Fahrenheit, the options are given in the Fahrenheit. Now, see in this problem, reading in temperature, this is not a reading, this is not the reading in degree centigrade, but it is difference of two temperatures, difference of, that is T2 minus T1, that is given here. It is not temperature, it is difference of two temperatures, and that is in Celsius scale. That must be converted into Fahrenheit. If it is just Celsius, if it is just temperature, how you convert? You use the formula 9 by 5 into C plus 32. In C, in the place of C, you substitute 50 degrees and you get the corresponding reading in Fahrenheit. You use this formula when temperature is given, but here temperature is not given. A difference of two temperatures is given. Then how to convert this into Fahrenheit? Okay, let me tell you the method. First let us derive the formula. In Celsius scale, lower fixed point is 0, upper fixed point is 100. In Fahrenheit, lower fixed point is 32, upper fixed point is 212. Now let us choose a temperature, same temperature on both scales. Here the temperature is in Celsius and here the temperature is in Fahrenheit. Now we write the relation between two scales, how C minus lower fixed point divided by upper minus lower. F minus lower fixed point by upper minus lower fixed points. So here you get C by 100, here you get F minus 32 by 180. This is the relation between the two. Now let us select another temperature. Its value on Celsius C dash, its value on Fahrenheit F dash. Now you can write the similar equation for these values. C dash by 100, F dash minus 32 by 180. Now second equation minus first equation gives C dash minus C, 100 common. See, F dash minus 32 minus F minus 32. Minus 32 plus 32 gets cancelled. 180 common. Or C dash minus C means delta C. F dash minus F means delta F. It is means what? Difference in two temperatures in Celsius, and here difference in two temperatures that are in Fahrenheit. So this is different in two temperatures in Celsius, difference into Fahrenheit. Now a difference of temperature 50 Celsius given Fahrenheit you have to find out. From this, Fahrenheit is equal to, take this 180 this side, delta C into 180 by 100. Delta C given 50 into (90° Fahrenheit). This is the answer. The coefficient of linear expansion of gold is 14 into 10 power minus 6 by degree centigrade. Find the coefficient of linear expansion on Fahrenheit scale. So now coefficient of linear expansion means alpha L is equal to, what is the formula? Change in L by original L into change in temperature is equal to, the value is given by degree centigrade. By degree centigrade means 1 degree centigrade. Now this 1 degree centigrade is not a temperature. This is delta T. Delta T means difference of two temperatures. Therefore, to convert this into Fahrenheit scale, since this is difference of two temperatures, we use this formula. So we write delta C by 100 is equal to delta F by 180. From this, delta F is equal to delta C into 180 by 100. Here delta, the change in temperature, difference of temperature is 1 degree centigrade into 180 by 100, that is 1.8 degree Fahrenheit. So this is the answer. The coefficient of areal expansion of nickel is 26 into 10 to the power of minus 6 per degree centigrade. Find its linear and cubical expansion. Areal expansion is given alpha A. Now, areal expansion is, we know the relations. Areal expansion is equal to 2 times linear expansion. Similarly, cubical expansion is 3 times linear expansion. So here alpha A means 2 into alpha L. Alpha L is equal to 26 divided by 2. This is one answer. Next, cubical is asked. That is equal to 3 into alpha L. 3 into 30. That is equal to 39 into 10 power minus 6 degree centigrade. The length of a brass rod, so that the change in its length may be same at all temperatures, so that of an iron rod of length 72 centimeters is. The change in its length that comes in alpha. So let us write formula for alpha. Change in length by original length into change in temperature. So here what is given? Change in its length is same for any temperature difference. So one material we have taken is brass and another is taken as iron. So here for any temperature difference, that is for any temperature difference, which is same, change in length is same. Change in length is same. That means once temperature difference is selected, so delta T value and delta L value are same for brass and iron. Therefore, let us rewrite the equation with delta T and delta L on one side. See these two. So delta L by delta T is equal to L into alpha, or this you can alpha L, this is L into alpha L. L into alpha L. Since these two are same, it means constant. These two are constants. this also becomes constant or same, constant or same. So you can write here L brass, alpha brass is equal to L iron, alpha iron, like this. So now here let us substitute the values. Length of brass rod, that is asked. Length of brass rod is asked. Brass value is given 18 into 10 power minus 6. And length of iron rod is 72 centimeters. And expansion 12. Here length of brass rod is equal to 72 into 12 by 18. So this is the answer. A wall clock having pendulum of length L gives correct time at 20 degrees centigrade. If the clock is operated at a temperature of 60 degrees centigrade, it will go slow, fast, accurate, none. So here temperature is increased. So the pendulum clock, see in the pendulum clock, simple pendulum is there and it is having length L, and when you increase the temperature its length increases. Now there is a relation on time period, t is equal to 2 pi root L by G, 2 pi root L by G. At a place G value constant, therefore T directly proportional to root L. So when temperature increases, length increases, and as length increases, time period increases. So as temperature increases, length increases. If length increases, time period increases. Now if time period is increasing means what? Time period means time taken for one oscillation. It means it is taking more time to complete one oscillation. It means it has become slow. So the slow is the answer. It has become slow. A clock which keeps correct time at 10 degrees centigrade has pendulum rod made of brass. The time in seconds it will gain or lose per day when temperature falls to 0 degrees centigrade. See, when temperature changes, length of the pendulum changes. And when let us write equation for time period. T is equal to 2 pi root L by G. So when temperature changes, length changes, and when length changes, time period changes. So it may gain or lose time. It may become slow, the clock may become slow or fast. Okay, now at temperature T1, see, this is time period. At temperature theta 1, let us use theta because here already you are using capital T for time period. At temperature theta 1, length of the simple pendulum is L1 and time period is T1. So that this equation can be written as T1 is equal to 2 pi root L1 by G. So when temperature increased to theta 2, length becomes L2 and time period becomes T2. So that this equation can be written as T2 is equal to 2 pi root L2 by G. So this is second equation. Now alpha L is defined as change in length by original length into change in temperature. But here change in temperature, for that let us use delta theta. Now this also can be written as change in length means L2 minus L1, initial length, into change in temperature means theta 2 minus theta 1. So from this, if L2 is made subject, you get equation this equation. Now let us substitute this L2 value in this equation. Substitute in equation 2. T2 is equal to 2 pi root here we can write 2 pi. Let us bring these two outside. 2 pi root L1 by G 1 plus alpha theta 2 minus theta 1 under root. This is third equation. Now dividing now this is equal to T1 and this by binomial expansion. See, this can be written as 1 plus alpha. Let us write this delta theta, this power 1 by 2. By binomial expansion, this can be written as 1 plus 1 by 2 into let me tell you binomial expansion. 1 plus x power 1 plus x power n, suppose 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1 by factorial to x square plus so on. Here x square, x cube. In this way we get several terms, we get a series. But third term and onward terms are negligible. These are negligible. We take up to first two terms only. So now here 1 plus alpha delta theta 1 by 2. One plus x power n, 1 plus alpha delta theta 1 by 2. By binomial expansion we write 1 plus 1 by 2 into x, 1 by 2 into alpha delta theta. So by binomial expansion we get this. So in this place we write T1 and in this place we write this one. Now let us substitute these in third equation. T2 is equal to, here T1, and in place of this the binomial expansion what? 1 plus 1 by 2 alpha delta theta. Right. Now T2 is equal to T1 plus T1 into 1 by 2 alpha delta theta. Let us take the T1 left side. T2 minus T1 is equal to T1 into 1 by 2 alpha delta theta, or T2 minus T1 by T1, that is equal to 1 by 2 alpha into delta theta. So this is fractional change in time period. Fractional change in time period. This is fractional change in time period for 1 second. Suppose for 1 day it is required. 1 day means 1 day is equal to 86,400 seconds. So time lost or gained in 1 day becomes 1 by 2 alpha delta theta into 86,400 seconds. So now we derived this formula, but in the examination you can use the formula directly. Now let us go for our data. Now let us substitute the values. 1 by 2 into alpha value brass 18 into 10 power minus 6. Delta theta change in temperature, here 10 degrees, here 0, 10 minus 0 into 86,400 seconds. We get the answer 7.776 seconds. So now we have to decide whether time is lost or gained. Here at 10 degrees centigrade it is showing correct time, and now here the temperature is decreased from 10 to 0. If temperature decreases, length decreases, and if length decreases, time period decreases. Time period decreased means it is completing one oscillation quickly. It means the clock is going fast, so it will gain the time. Therefore here the time is gained. Every day it gains 7.776 seconds of time. Steel rails are laid at a temperature of 50 degree Fahrenheit. The gap that must be left between each standard 10-meter rail section and the next, if the rails should just touch when temperature rises to 120 degree Fahrenheit. See the rail sections. Each rail section is having a length of 10 meters. Length 10 meters. Here a gap is left here. Again another 10-meter rail section. These are attached with rivets like this. Now let us note the data. Initial temperature 50 degree Fahrenheit. the gap that must be left. So when temperature increases from 50 to 122 Fahrenheit, its length increases and the gap gets closed. So the gap stands for increase in length. So increase in length is asked. Initial length is given 10 meter rail section. And final temperature is given and alpha value is given. Here temperature is given in Fahrenheit, but alpha value here given in degree centigrade. But we know already previously we did problems. Delta C by 100 is equal to delta T by 180. And here we want in delta F here. A difference in temperature, for that this is the relation. Delta F is equal to delta C into 180 by 100. Here delta C is 1 degree centigrade. Nine by 5. So here you can write 1 degree centigrade is equal to 9 by 5. 9 by 5 degree Fahrenheit. So we can write 12 into 5 by 9, 10 power minus 6. Now let us write formula for alpha L, change in L by L into delta theta, and here delta theta is equal to 122 minus 50, that is 72 degree Fahrenheit. So here we write delta L, delta L is required, therefore delta L is equal to L into alpha L into delta theta. L value 10 meters, alpha L value 12 into 5 by 9, 10 power minus 6, delta theta 72. We get this much. If options are given in centimeters, 1 meter is 100 centimeters, we get 48 into 10 to the power of minus 2 cm or 0.48 cm. So this much gap must be left. If the volume of a block of a metal changes by 0.18% when it is heated through 20 degrees centigrade, its coefficient of thermal expansion alpha is. Let us note the data. Volume, percent change in volume is given. Percent change in volume is equal to 0.18. See, fractional change means delta V by V into 100 gives percent change in volume. It is 0.18. From this, fractional change in volume becomes 0.18 by 100. Now, heated through 20 degrees centigrade means the temperature difference is given. Now, alpha V is equal to change in volume by original volume into change in temperature. Change in volume by original volume, it is 0.18 by 100. Change in temperature 20. So we get 0.09 by 1000, or alpha v is equal to 9 into, here 3 zeros here 5, 10 power minus 5. But here linear expansion is asked. Volume expansion is equal to 3 times linear expansion. Therefore, alpha L is equal to 9 divided by 3. For two metal rods A and B, the ratio of initial lengths LA and LB or ratio of initial length 5 by 4, ratio of coefficients of linear expansion alpha A by alpha B 4 by 5, heated from 30 to 60 degrees centigrade, change in temperature 60 minus 30, that is equal to 30 degrees centigrade. So this is common to both. Now ratio of linear expansions. So what is asked? Delta L for A rod and for B rod. This is asked. Ratio of linear expansions. Now alpha L is equal to change in L by original L into delta theta. For both rods, delta theta is same. That is constant. So from this, let us make delta theta subject. Delta L by L into alpha L. So delta theta is common to both, therefore delta theta is constant. So that you can write delta L by L into alpha L for A is equal to delta L by L into alpha L for B. Now let us take, see LA by LB given, LA, so let us take this L that side, LA, this LB, and alpha A by alpha B, here alpha A is there, let us take alpha A that side, alpha A, here alpha B, and here alpha LA, here alpha LB. So LA by LB 5 by 4 and alpha A by alpha B 4 by 5, that is 1:1. This is the answer. The length of side of a cube changes by 2%. So this is cube, each side L, and fractional change in L, percent change in L, that is delta L by L into 100, that is given. From this you can write delta L by L is equal to 2 by 100. When it is heated through 100 degrees centigrade, change in temperature given. The coefficient of cubical expansion. Cubical expansion is alpha V. Change in volume by original volume into change in temperature. So change in volume. First, so instead of using this equation, let us find alpha L. Change in length by original length into change in temperature. Delta L by L is equal to 2 by 100. and delta theta is 100, 1 by 100. So 2 into 10 power minus 4 degrees centigrade. Now alpha V is asked, 3 into alpha L. So 3 into 2, 6 into 10 to the power of minus 4 by degree centigrade. A clock with a brass pendulum keeps correct time at 20 degrees centigrade but loses 8.212 seconds per day when the temperature rises to 30 degrees centigrade. Calculate the coefficient of linear expansion of brass. T1, theta 1, 20 degrees centigrade. At this temperature it shows correct time. Theta 2, 30 degrees centigrade. Now time lost, it loses. So time lost or gained in 1 day is 1 by 2 into alpha into delta theta. This is the formula. So here that value is given 8.212. Sorry, here I did not write the, let me write here, is equal to 1 by 2 alpha into delta theta into 86,400. That is equal to 8.212 seconds. Now alpha value we have to find out. Delta T 30 minus 20, 10. Alpha is equal. Let us do this again. A clock with a brass pendulum keeps correct time at 20 degrees centigrade. Theta 1 is equal to 20 degrees centigrade but loses this much time per day. Time lost per day is equal to 1 by 2 into alpha into delta theta into 86,400 is equal to, this is the formula. So but value is given 8.2 seconds. When the temperature rises to 30 degrees centigrade, theta 2. Calculate the coefficient of linear expansion. Alpha is equal to how much? Okay, now 1 by 2 into alpha into delta theta. Change in temperature. Change in temperature means 30 minus 20. Here multiplying I got this much, dividing this by this I got this much. So alpha value per degree centigrade. But here the answer is given 19 into 10 power minus 6, 1.9 into 10 to the power of minus 5. Let us multiply by the numerator and the denominator by 10 power minus 1. 10 power minus 5, 10 power minus 1 becomes 10 power minus 6. 10 power minus 1 when brought to numerator it becomes 10 power plus 1. So you have to multiply this by 10. It becomes 19. So both are one and the same. Triple point of neon is 24.57 Kelvin. Express this temperature in degree centigrade. We know very well degree centigrade, when we add 273.15 you get Kelvin temperature. So here Kelvin temperature is given, and here Celsius. So C is equal to 24.57 minus 273.15. Answer the following. The triple point of water is a standard fixed point in modern thermometry. Why? What is wrong in taking the melting point of ice and the boiling point of water as standard fixed points as was originally done in the Celsius scale? See, the reason is so far, see, while devising Celsius thermometer and Fahrenheit thermometer, as a lower fixing point we have taken ice point or fusion point, and as a upper fixed point we have taken steam point or boiling point. But what he says, nowadays these are not taken, but we are taking triple point of water. We are taking triple point of water. Triple point of water is 0.01 degrees centigrade. So we are taking this as fixed point, not this. Why? The reason is, see, the triple point of water, this value is unique. This value is unique. Whereas the steam ice point and steam point, the temperature, see, water becomes, I said, 0 degree centigrade, and water boils at 100 degree centigrade. But these temperatures depend upon pressure. See, suppose on the surface of earth water boils at 100 degree centigrade. Suppose if you go to the hill area, there pressure will be less. Then the boiling temperature also becomes less. Just at less than 100 degree centigrade only it starts boiling. So in this way, these points, whether it is ice point or steam point, their values are subject to pressures. That's why nowadays these are in the modern thermometry, these are not taken as fixed points, but a triple point of water is taken as fixed point. There were two fixed points in the original Celsius scale as mentioned above, which were assigned the numbers 0 degree centigrade, 100 degree centigrade respectively. On the absolute scale, one of the fixed point is the triple point of water, which on the Kelvin absolute scale is assigned the number 273.16 Kelvin. Means, see, 0 degree centigrade means, see, what is the relation? Tc plus 273.15 is equal to capital T. When Celsius temperature is the triple point of water 0.01 plus 273.15, that is equal to 273.16 Kelvin. So the triple point of water is 273.16 Kelvin. So this is one fixed point. This is one fixed point on modern thermometry, and another fixed point is 0 K. Triple point of water is one fixed point, and absolute zero, that is 0 K, is another fixed point. What is the temperature of the triple point of water on an absolute scale whose unit interval size is equal to the Fahrenheit scale? See, this is Celsius scale, Kelvin scale, Fahrenheit scale, ice point, steam point, 0 to 100, and Kelvin scale. 0 means 273.15. Just we add 273.15 to Celsius to get Kelvin. So to this, if you add 273.15, you get 373.15. So now Fahrenheit, here 32, here 212. Now the relation is taken between these two. Here the difference 373.15 minus 273.15. How much? 100. 100 divisions of Kelvin scale is equal to 212 minus 32. These are Fahrenheit divisions. So here you get 100. 100 Kelvin divisions is equal to 180 Fahrenheit divisions. So 1 Kelvin division is equal to how many?